Formative assessment relates to Standard 1, know the students and how they learn, Standard 2, know the content and how to teach it, Standard 3, plan for and implement effective teaching and learning, and Standard 5, assess, provide feedback and report on student learning. Hackling on page 137 in The Art of Teaching Science makes the bold statement that traditional assessment that focuses on mastery of factual information is the most powerful barrier to the reform of teaching, so that it is more student-centred, inquiry-oriented and focused on developing scientific literacy. Traditional forms of assessment, based on a behaviouralist model, have the teacher present content, students memorise the content, the student's recall of the content is assessed and a grade is given. There is not much room here for constructive feedback, as even the score given at the end doesn't serve a real educative purpose. Formative assessment, or assessment for learning on the other hand, provides a dynamic interaction of teaching, learning and assessment, with feedback occurring along the way because it is embedded in the teaching and learning processes. Most importantly, according to Hattie, in Venville and Dawson, and modern constructivist theory, is the crucial part that assessment plays in determining a student's existing conceptions. An idea of a student's pre-existing knowledge or even misconceptions gives the teacher a powerful base to work from in terms of planning and developing lessons. In order for students to benefit fully from ongoing assessment, they must be made aware of the level of achievement that is required so that they can work toward it. This gives them control over their learning, enabling them to make informed decisions about where they are, where they need to be, and to decide how best to bridge the gap in between. Teacher feedback provides the means for continually building and deepening knowledge towards the required outcome. Similarly, teachers use feedback from students to continually reassess what they can do to help the student in their endeavours. In this way, a teaching-learning partnership is formed. Hattie, on page 9, in Influences on Student Learning, states that the most powerful single moderator that enhances achievement is feedback. Formative assessment should take many forms: discussion, questioning, projects, investigations, portfolios, so that a broad range of understandings and skills are assessed. The assessment strategy matching the depth of understanding or the level of skill aimed for. In Teachers Make a Difference, Hattie claims that expert teachers are adept at evaluating possible strategies while seeking and adding further feedback information to ascertain the effectiveness of their teaching. Although formative assessment is key to enhancing student learning, research by Butler, presented on page 133 of Venville and Dawson, shows that this is dependent on the quality and form of feedback. Butler claims that feedback should relate to the task rather than the ego. Grading a student's work only benefited those who achieved high grades. Providing only comments on student work benefited all students. Providing grades and comments resulted in students attending only to the grades. Butler concludes that, to maximise achievement gains, feedback should therefore be limited to comments that describe what the student is doing well and what needs to be improved, and should give some guidance on how to improve the work. I feel that this encouraging and non-competitive approach supports all students, and hence a positive and safe classroom culture.